Hey bitches, welcome to my channel. My name is Will, and today I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite things, which is TikTok. I know a lot of people find it really cringy to admit, but I honestly love TikTok. I think it's a great outlet to express yourself if you're one who creates content, and it's just really fun when TikTok eventually knows you so well that the videos personally call you out when they hit your For You page. The algorithm just knows you as a person. Is it really just my phone stealing my information and spying on me? Probably, but it sure as fuck entertains me, so it's alright. My For You page mostly consists of mentally ill non-binary people and women, cute animals, and reborn content. The one time I was sitting next to my 12-year-old cousin and he was scrolling through his TikTok For You page, and that was the stuff of absolute nightmares. Within 2 minutes, my whole existence was completely and utterly offended. You can really judge a lot based off of people's TikTok For You pages. I think it should personally be part of your background check before you go anywhere. Let me see your TikTok For You page. Oh, using gay as insults a bunch? No. However, with all the amazing content that can be on TikTok, a lot of stuff can be downright terrifying. There's male POV TikTokers who think that doctors would respond to their patients by saying, probably not. Girls who milk the stupidest stories into 1,000,000-part story times to have the stupidest explanation and the stupidest story that could have been told in one 15-second video. Parents who exploit their children's pain and suffering. And people in dangerous situations who need help. If you were on TikTok back in 2020, you might remember the Howie Mandel situation where a bunch of people were convinced that Howie Mandel was being held captive and was using TikToks to try and beg for help. People started sensing some strange behavior from him and started commenting things like, wear this color if you need help, and Howie followed up with everything, and whatever color he was told to wear, he would wear in the next video. Whatever they told him to do, he would do in the next video. His content around this time was super weird. I remember texting my best friend Caitlin being like, I think Howie Mandel is in danger. I don't know what I personally thought I was going to do for Howie Mandel, but I was concerned about his well-being, as was a great population of the people who saw his content on TikTok. And trust me, Howie Mandel was having a great time eating up all of that sweet clout, baby. One of the first videos that raised a lot of concern was posted on May 11th of 2020, and Howie showed himself cutting the corners off of a bag and writing shoe stuff on it. A lot of people were concerned because he motioned towards the SOS on the shoe stuff, which obviously is a code for help. People also noted that the two S's looked like two 5s, which is a dial for a police number. People even went as far as to say that he was cutting the corners on the bag, meaning that people needed to cut corners, hurry the fuck up and save him. Or don't cut corners and hurry the fuck up and save him. Or no, what? I don't even know. There was another video where people were certain that Howie Mandel had black eyes and he was trying to conceal it behind glasses and a face mask. And another where people were convinced that they could hear another person saying it needs to sound believable.
Business on the way.
Happy 4th, everyone. Everybody's always wondering, Howie, what?
Every 4th word. Every 4th word.
Basically whatever the comment said to do, Howie Mandel was doing in the next video, but eventually he did admit that he was fine and he was just having fun and going with what the comments suggested. People are concerned about Howie Mandel again because his content has been very strange. He's been duetting some very bizarre videos. There's like this really weird edit of himself, and he's just been posting bizarre content in general. And people are concerned about his well-being, his mental health, and if he ever recovered from supposedly being held captive those years ago. However, if I'm being honest, I think Howie Mandel is perfectly fine. He's a comedian. His TikToks are obviously receiving a lot of views, comments, and shares, duets of people noticing how strange his content is, and is giving him a lot of attention, so it makes sense that he would keep doing what's giving him a lot of attention, right? That's sort of what being an influencer is like, isn't it? A lot of people don't seem to care how they get their clout as long as they get it, so whether his reactions are positive or negative, as long as he's getting a reaction, it doesn't really matter what content he posts. And that's kind of how it works. He knows that by posting this bizarre and strange content and continuing to up the bizarreness, he's going to keep getting more views, more duets, more shares, more people viewing his page, and in turn, he's going to get attention and that sweet, sweet TikTok money, baby. It's also worth pointing out, however, that Howie does have mental health conditions. He's said that he struggles with OCD, and sometimes when people are stuck in a mental health disorder, it can cause them to do strange things that they wouldn't normally do. So I wouldn't say don't be concerned for Howie Mandel at all, but he is a comedian and he is getting a lot of reactions from his content, so there's a huge chance that Howie's just living for the clout that he's receiving and continuing to make content because he's continuing to get reactions. However, there's another TikTok page that has gotten people really, really concerned lately. It's been viewed a lot for its strangeness, and people are genuinely concerned about the two people involved. This account is called Bebopandbebe. It's a mother and daughter duo, allegedly mother and daughter. And if I'm being honest, the account does give me bad vibes. Nobody is certain on their ages, but they guess that the mom is somewhere in her mid-30s and the child is somewhere between the ages of like 9 and 12. She's not very old whatsoever. The mother and the daughter usually have full faces of makeup, and their outfits tend to be a little elaborate and over the top and borderline costumey or like pageant-like. People are starting to suspect that this mother and daughter duo might be being held captive. Firstly, it was theorized that Bebop's room, which is where a lot of their TikToks are filmed, is really just a studio. People believe this because in some videos they noticed what they presumed was a camera in the background, or they noticed like a shift in the walls where it looks like one set was changing to another set. It didn't really look like one room, you could kind of see the divide between two different backgrounds. Also noticed a speaker, supposedly, which would be used for their captors to tell them what content to create or tell them what to do. The pair were also behaving very similarly to the way that Howie Mandel was back in 2020. Their actions were all kind of forced, and they didn't look like they were really enjoying themselves and making their content. They looked like they were just doing what they had to get by, and quite frankly, sometimes they do look like someone standing behind the camera with a gun to their head telling them every move to make. They look very uncomfortable in some of their videos. In a video posted on June 6th, several people left comments about green hearts, wear green, use a green heart if you need help. Lo and behold, in the next video, the caption had 2 green hearts in red summer, as well as them both wearing green. A few days later, on the 12th, people were saying things like, wear purple if you need help. Another commenter said to put, what's your zodiac sign, in the caption of the video if they needed help, between 2 purple hearts. Lo and behold, in the next video, the caption was, what's your zodiac sign, with 2 purple hearts. Bebop was wearing purple. The comments on that one said to wear red or use red hearts. Next video, red. I'm not gonna go through every single thing they did. It's basically just a lot of them doing whatever the comments tell them to. It's definitely a little bit spooky. Quite honestly, I do have to admit that something does seem to be a little off with their content. They do look very forced and they don't look very comfortable, especially the little girl, and she is always wearing a lot of makeup. I'm not against kids wearing makeup for fun. I mean, they can learn that it's an outlet to express themselves, but this kid is like 9 years old and she's got a full face of makeup in every single TikTok, and she's just dressed up. Imagine this kid is being exploited for clout and they're just using the comments, they're using the situation, like they're noticing all these comments about being held captive, so they're just playing off of it. Imagine like explaining that to the child, being like, these commenters said to wear red if we're in danger, so here, I picked you out this red outfit for our next video. But mommy, we're not in danger, we're perfectly fine, except for the fact that you're forcing me to make TikToks. I know, honey, but we're getting a lot of views by pretending that we're in danger. Their content never really seems to change either. It's always just the two of them lip syncing to random sounds. It's a confusing situation. I will admit, if they were being held captive and someone was monitoring their content, telling them what to post, it would be a little bizarre if they could follow through with every single comment. Wouldn't the captors see all these comments saying wear red in the next video and then see their 2 captees wearing red? I'm just theorizing. If it were what happened, wouldn't they notice? Wouldn't they? Especially if you were holding 2 people captive who were gaining a large following, I would think that they would notice of the comments saying this. I genuinely can't tell sometimes if they're really in danger or if this is all just a cash grab. People have gone as far as to theorize that Bebop is actually kidnapped a little kid by the name of Aranza Maria Ochoa Lopez, who had gone missing in 2018, which was around the time the account Bebopandbebe started becoming big. People are saying that the facial features between the two are very similar, only Bebop wears a lot of makeup. The time of the disappearance even coincides with the startup of their account. Her biological mother was suspected of kidnapping her though and was considered a big threat. And Aranza was born in 2014, which would make her around the age of 8, which does correlate with approximately how old Bebop would be. I just don't know how to feel about the situation though. It's very odd. If these two really are being held captive and being forced to make content for money, I genuinely hope that somebody helps them instead of just telling them what color to wear. It's been going on for a long time and I would hope that more could be done, especially considering the fact that they are bigger influencers. They're gaining a lot of following. I would hope that somebody would be able to give them the genuine help that they need instead of just telling them what colors to wear. In my opinion, it's also worth pointing out that if you check out Bebopandbebe's Instagram account, you'll see them outside of their house a lot more often, and you'll see that Bebop is a pageant girl and a cheerleader, and they're actually out pretty often for pageants. And I know some people would still go as far as to theorize, maybe their captor is forcing them to do pageants. Maybe their captor is, letting them out so it looks more realistic. But at some point, I think you have to just let the theory die and accept the fact that they're just doing this as a clout grab and they're seeing the comments and what attention it's getting them. So they're keeping up the act. And the reason they probably look so forced and posed is because Bebop is a pageant girl and there's a good chance that her mother was a pageant girl or still does pageants, and that's just how they act. And it's not right of them to keep the act going as they have, but they're influencers, they're getting clout from this, so they're gonna keep doing it. I honestly suspect that the whole thing is for clout, and I'm not trying to sound insensitive to people who have been held captive, but I just think some of it is too suspicious. It's been going on for years with no resolution, and they're growing bigger, and I believe that a captor would see the comments and know what's going on, and they would not allow that to go by because they're dropping so many hints that they're being held captive. It seems like a huge play for money, and it's really fucked up. If they are being held captive, I do genuinely hope that they receive help though, and that they are okay. They have a whole group of people who are genuinely concerned about their well-being. I don't think it's fair to keep the act going as long as they have, if it is in fact an act. It was bad enough in my opinion when Howie Mandel did it and he milked it for a really long time. But in this case, a minor is involved, and I can't even imagine doing all of that for money. I am so sick of TikTokers doing things just for attention. Don't get me wrong, I do get excited when one of my videos gets more views than usual, but I'm not going to lie about my life just for views or put myself in dangerous, embarrassing, or extremely uncomfortable situations just to get the views. I wouldn't be surprised if Bebopandbebe noticed a few comments about strange behavior and then started playing off of that because they realized it was getting them a lot of attention. Because that's kind of what the internet does, if we're being honest. Look at Howie Mandel. It snowballed into this huge thing because he was getting a lot of attention based off of a theory. I mean, would Bebopandbebe's account really be as popular if there wasn't a theory that they were being held captive, if it was just merely a mother and daughter duo lip syncing to songs? I don't think it would. It's stuff that people have seen before. So it makes sense that they would add something unusual to draw people to their page. Once again, I genuinely do hope that they are okay, and if they are in danger, I hope that they're able to receive help. I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you think these two are really in danger, or do you think they're just trying to get that clout from TikTok? What do you guys think about people who create content like this for the sake of earning money, or who milk things to great lengths just for money? Let me know. I don't know. I personally am sick of TikTokers doing shit like this. I hope that Bebopandbebe are okay. With that being said though, that is all for this video, and I will see you in the next.